Is our world drastically losing a grasp on the importance of family and the development of the next generation? In fact, are we leaving it to chance in hopes that all will be okay? Are we hoping that something or someone will develop or influence our kids to become all they can? We live in a world where parents are increasingly struggling to teach their children fundamental values and life skills, unintentionally leaving it to others. Time pressure and external influencers in a new culture very different from just 20 years ago has resulted in a society that seems to challenge growing great families and children prepared for real life. This could be called the perfect storm. Perfect storm has 5 converging storms that will impact on the formation of our youth. The storm of diluted values, the storm of failing faith foundations, the storm of media dominance, the storm of personalizing technologies, and the storm of overcommitted schedules. The results are compromises in values and resulting behavior already demonstrated in our youth in how they respond to moral and ethical conundrums. But it is less apparent as children become underachieving adults, having never developed their true gifts. The news every day brings this home with reports of outrageous actions, suicides, and general social disconnection. This storm is also apparent in other characteristics in our kids, such as sense of entitlement and lack of self-esteem, lack of personal responsibility and accountability, as well as undeveloped skills such as communication and emotional intelligence. This gets manifested in many social challenges, including the bullying epidemic, including cyberbullying and youth suicide. Why is this happening? Can we do something about it? Statistically, in the United States, the decreasing amount of quality time parents spend with each of their own children has dropped to less than 7 minutes a day. A Gallup survey completed in 2012 identified that 73% of the population sees the state of moral values in the United States as getting worse. This has been consistent for the last decade. In 2010, the Kaiser Foundation published the results of a survey that noted kids from 8 to 18 spend an average of 7.5 hours a day, 7 days a week, with some form of media. They identified a sense of entitlement as a dominant trait in our youth and found a direct correlation between increased media exposure and underperformance in school. Given this and the perfect storm, parents have never been more challenged, or kids and the future generation more at risk. The fact is that parents have not become less competent or less devoted. The fundamental nature of children also has not changed. They haven't become less dependent or more resistant. What has changed is the culture in which we are raising our children. It is commonly understood and agreed that if we are going to combat the perfect storm in this new culture, families must consciously focus on it. But how do we do that given all the challenges parents face in this new culture?
But there is hope. Somewhere that parents and kids can go to help build and strengthen their families as a unit. It's called Me in a Tree. I am Mia Bella, one of the many characters that live in the world of Me in a Tree. Me in a Tree are online tools and resources to create strong families and children who can communicate using positive emotions, intelligence, and independence. Self-esteem and respect for themselves and others are key results of our program. Families using Me in a Tree communicate and act on shared values that they have established through our activities, all while having fun and sharing true quality time. Me in a Tree is an online game that provides unique tools and resources to help parents protect, prepare, and unify their children and the rest of their family based on common, understood, and communicated values. Our family huddle is the focus of Me in a Tree and the activity that families love best. Kids and parents engage in conversations about their likes, their dislikes, and what is going on in their world, and then they are challenged to make changes as a whole family. The family calendar is reviewed not from an itinerary perspective, but from a priority perspective. There are many other entertaining and useful applications within the world of Me in a Tree that help build family values like responsibility, gratitude, and compassion. Families are encouraged to ask, is my family spending time doing the things that are important to us, that build on our family's strengths, or is it taking away from that? Me in a Tree focuses on engaging kids on a regular basis, reaching family development goals, effective use of time. Kids get to engage with their parents, look forward to creating avatars for their family members, and discovering themselves and their identities through games, activities, and most importantly, parental influence. Me in a Tree works because it provides structure to a family's quality time, consistency because of its weekly meetings, and finally, positive, visible change. We have focused on helping families provide love, care, and appreciation to each of their family members. This in itself will provide change to how your children behave, how well they take on your personal values, and the strength of your relationship overall. We hope you will join us in helping parents and kids make a better world. Let us avoid that perfect storm.